he doesn't have a father figure around to tell him what's right and what's wrong. And his mother teaches him or tells him like, hey, you want to be a sodomite? You know what I'm saying? You want to be a homosexual? And you teach him. So he's thinking like, oh, I think I want to be a homosexual. Really, he's lost because in the eyes of the Lord, he's unclean. And when he keeps walking down that path, it's eventually going to get him destroyed. So originally, he's spiritually dead. He's without knowledge, right? Yeah. And we all were at one point. Until the Most High intervened by his Son and intervened and sent the Holy Spirit down so that we got this knowledge, we're enlightened. And I got news for you. When you start doing the research, you're going to find out that Esau and Edom, the so-called white man, they know who we are. They stole our heritage. The people over there that call themselves Jews are not the Jews. In slavery, it was forbidden for our people to read. And if you got caught reading, you get some lashes. But if you got caught reading the Bible, they'll kill you. There's a reason for that. And you can also look this up. They also had what they call a slave Bible. And what they did was they took out everything in the scriptures that pertained to salvation and only left scriptures in there that they could be manipulated and saying like your whole purpose is to be a slave. So we're not going to give you the Bible. We're going to give you a manipulated version of the Bible. It's going to be like this big, and all it's going to tell you is to be happy to be a slave. Why is it such a big deal for the Israelites to come back to this book? Because this is our book.
We're talking about the power.
Exactly. Knowledge is power. Just knowledge alone is power. You know?
No, I'm saying like we were talking about like us determining the access that power and then like we grow ourselves out of that.
See, when you
okay, this is actually really cool, right? I feel like no.
Yeah, you can look up, it's called the Slave Bible. They got it in museums. I wanted to finish that.
Revelations 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt.
Spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. When you study Egypt, again, we was in slavery, we was in bondage. America is our slavery, okay? Like I mentioned before, if you do the research, it'll tell you that our people been over here for 400 plus years. We built this society, but yet we're only 1% of the wealth. Why is that? By systematic oppression. They used all kind of tactics to ensure that our people will reach a glass ceiling. You can't exceed a certain limit as a group. From redlining, which that means is that what happened was like the early 50s and 60s, our people tried to get loans, right, to move out of the hood where it's dangerous, and they'll deny them just because you're black or what neighborhood you're in. So if you say, look, I want to come get a loan, I want to get this house or whatever, they'll say, where you live at? Ghetto? They'll be like, nope, you can't come this way. That was happening for years because that oppression was just that, like, yeah, anybody can come in here and buy a house as long as you're not a Negro, Latino, or Native American, which forced our people to stay in the hood, to be around bad environments, to be sent to poor schools, right? So that we won't, and to prevent us from having the same opportunities as them. That's why when they do see like a man like yourself living in a nice house and driving a nice car, they get mad. Because in their mind, you don't deserve that. Or they'll say, oh, are you lost? You know, I don't know if you...
Like, yo, this your neighborhood?
Yeah. Like, are you lost? Because you shouldn't be around here because they don't want it to. And if you could, if let's say you go into the nice suburbs or whatever, where it's nothing but so-called white people, and you come in to buy the house, you got the money, they either gonna try to up the price on it, or they'll try to still convince you to go somewhere else. He's like, I don't want to buy this house for $50,000. Like, you want $50,000? I'll tell you what, I'll give you $60,000. You go buy somewhere else. You know, because they don't want you in their neighborhood. It's gated off and all that. It's really to keep us out. That's why if we go through there, cops pulling you up, you don't belong here. What are you doing over here? I don't believe you live here. Because after years of oppression, systematic oppression, is to ensure that our people will never reach nice things. Because, like we talking about, with those nice things, our people then become excelled. You know, they want to make sure that we don't get those same opportunities. That's why really the white man cheats at everything. He cheats to get to where he got to get. You know, it was a whole college scandal thing that brought out a lot of these actors and stuff. They cheated their way in. They're a bunch of cheaters.
Yep.
You see.
And they always put us on the worst parts of the land, like places where there was mass graveyards, places where you're close to like nuclear facilities, all these different chemical plants or whatever, you know. And when you actually do some research, most of the houses in the hood are supposed to be condemned because they got mold and lead, and that lead poisoning leads to things like, I got a little list right here about what lead poisoning can do. One of the things is intermittent explosive disorder. That's why you got all these crazy Negroes in the ghetto that'll kill you for nothing. It says intermittent explosive disorder. Huh?
Everything you guys bring up is just lines up with other stuff I've already had going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because that lead in the wall, like I mentioned, zombies, it helps to zombify you. You know? It zombifies you. Now I'm gonna read some of the things, some of the disorders it can cause. It's one is intermittent explosive disorder. It involves repeated sudden episodes of impulsive, aggressive, violent behavior or angry verbal outbursts in which you react grossly out of proportion to the situation. Road rage, you see that. Domestic abuse, throwing or breaking objects or other temper tantrums may be signs of intermittent explosive disorder, which comes from lead poisoning, from the paint in the walls of these different houses. Most of them supposed to be condemned, man. They're supposed to knock down most of those houses. But instead they leave Negroes in there and then
a bunch of project houses like still that just have lead paint, and they're just like just leaving them like everything's sweet.
yeah, you look at the hood, everything is corroded with almost everything.
That's why.
Dilapidated.
That's why when you buy a house, you get an apartment, then you always have to sign that paper called lead. They'll try to say like, we don't know about lead. So if there is lead, they're not responsible. There's always going to be a form that you have to sign. According to the Bible, America's going to be destroyed.
That's right.
All your hard work will be for nothing. Okay.
Get ready for World War III.
They probably got him out. They probably got them out here to vaccinate the people.
So that's Egypt. I mean, you just look at let me know when it say 4 minutes. Okay, I gotta change it now.
When they say what up?
Minutes, I gotta change it.